शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये अपारकरुणासिन्धुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणं Sri Chandrasekharendra प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम्. Hindu Dharma Part 3, The Vedic Religion and Varna Dharma, Chapter 3, Unity in Diversity. Talking of the Varna system, I am reminded of the early days of aviation. In the beginning, the airship was filled with one gas bag. It was discovered that the vessel would collapse even if it sprang just one leak. So it was filled with a number of smaller gas bags and kept afloat without much danger of its crashing. The principle of different duties and vocations from the different sections of society is similar to what kept the old type of airship from collapsing. In the Varna system, we have an example of unity in diversity. Fastening together a large number of individual fire sticks is not easy. The bundle is loosened quickly and the sticks will give away. The removal of even one stick will make the bundle loose, and with each stick giving away, you will be left with separate sticks. Try to tie together a handful of sticks at a time instead of all the sticks together. The number of such small sheaves may be easily fastened together into a strong and secure large bundle. Even if it becomes loose, none of the smaller bundles will come away. This is not the case with large bundle bound up of individual sticks. A bundle made up of a large number of smaller sets will remain well secured. To keep a vast community bound together in a single uniform structure is well nigh an impossible task. Because of its unmanageable size, it is not easily sustained in a disciplined manner. This is the reason why, to revert to the example of the fuel sticks, the community was divided into jatis similar to smaller bundles in the analogy of the fire sticks, and each jati assigned a particular vocation. Each varna was divided into a number of jatis, smaller bundles, with each jati having a headman with the authority to punish offenders. Today, criminals are sentenced to prison or punished in other ways. But the incidence of crime is on the increase, since all such types of punishments have no deterrent effect. In the jati system, the guilty took the punishment to heart. So much so that until the turn of the century, people lived more or less honorably and there was little incidence of crime. The police and the magistrates did not have much work to do. What was the punishment meted out to offenders by the village or jati headsmen? Excommunication. Whether it was a cobbler or a barber, anyone belonging to any one of the jatis, now included among the backward or depressed classes, he would feel deeply stung if he were thrown out of his jati. No punishment was harsher or more humiliating than excommunication. What do we learn from all this? No jati taught properly of itself or of another jati. Hariom. No jati taught poorly of itself or of another jati. Members of each jati considered themselves the supreme authority in managing their affairs. This naturally gave them a sense of contentment and satisfaction. What would have happened if some jatis were regarded as low and some others as high? Feelings of inferiority would have arisen among some sections of the community, and perhaps apart from Brahmins and Kshatriyas, no jati would have any sense of pride in itself. If each jati had no respect for itself, no one would have taken excommunication to heart. When the entire society was divided into small groups called jatis, not only did one jati have affection for another, each also trusted the other. There was indeed a feeling of kingship among all members of the community. This was the reason why the threat of excommunication was dreaded. Now, some sections of the community remain attached to the jatis for the only reason that they enjoy certain privileges as members belonging to the backward classes. But they take no true pride in belonging to their respective jatis. In the old days, these sections quote unquote enjoined enjoyed no special privileges, but we know it to be a fact that until some 3 or 4 generations ago, they were proud of belonging to their jatis. We must add that this was not because, as in the case today, of rivalries and jealousies among the various groups. There were indeed no quarrels, no rivalries based on differences of jati. Apart from pride, there was a sense of fulfillment among members of each jati in pursuing the vocation inherited from their forefathers and in observing the rites proper to it. Nowadays, troublemakers defy even the police. But in the past, in the system of jatis, there was no opposition to the decisions of the headsmen. The police are, after all, part of an outward system of discipline and law enforcement. But in jati rule, the discipline was internal, since there was a sense of kingship among the members of each jati. So, in the jati setup, crime was controlled more effectively than in today's system of resorting to weapons or the constabulary. Though divided according to jatis and the occupations and customs pertaining to each of them, society remained united. It was a system that ensured harmony. Hari Om Tat Sat.